There are two calls, two invitations to every human being. One invitation is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَاللَّهُ يَدْعُو إِلَى دَارِ السَّلَامِ, that He invites everyone to the palace of peace and prosperity and happiness. The second call is from the shaitan, يَدْعُوهُمْ إِلَى عَذَابِ السَّعِيرِ, that invites everyone to hell. And the shaitan sends his invitation through every channel, magazine, movies, bars. He may use even sometime the Quran and Nahj al-Balagha to confuse people. Yes, shaitan also is able to recite the Quran and divide and destroy communities by confusing them. من بين أيديهم ومن خلفهم وعن أيمانهم وعن شمائلهم. All the directions he attacks everyone. But those who listen to the invitation of Allah, they are saying, رَبَّنَا إِنَّنَا سَمِعْنَا مُنَادِيًا يُنَادِي لِلْإِيمَانِ أَنْ آمِنُوا بِرَبِّكُمْ فَآمَنَّا. We heard your call and we accepted and we followed you. They show commitment. And this is why when the moment of truth comes, تتنزل عليهم الملائكة ألا تخافوا ولا تحزنوا وأبشروا بالجنة التي كنتم توعدون نحن أولياؤكم في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة ولكم فيها ما تشتهي أنفسكم. At the moment of death, they hear the angels telling them that have no fear, no regret, we are your friends, we were with you, we stay with you, and this is your place. Now this is the time that you enjoy everything that you wish. Their grave, their qabr, rawdatun min riyad al-jannah. They go to the grave, but their grave, the spiritual one, I'm not talking about the cemetery, that is physical and irrelevant after we die. But the real grave, al-qabr al-kalami, that is a window to paradise. في جنة عالية لا تسمع فيها لاغية فيها عين جارية فيها سرر مرفوعة وأكواب موضوعة. Everything that may satisfy human soul is provided in the journey of spirituality and eternity. But then the Quran tells us that there is a price to pay for that place. يَوْمَ تَجِدُ كُلُّ نَفْسٍ مَا عَمِلَتْ مِنْ خَيْرٍ مُحْضَرًا. It's a beautiful verse that on that day, everything that you did in this world, you can see it, present, tajid. You find what you did, muhdara, in your presence. The fruit of your life is seen and felt. Whether you did something for God or you did something for humanity, whether it was your prayer, your fast, your hajj, or your charity. Because the charity has to do with serving humanity. God doesn't need our charity. Maybe that's the reason that in the Quran 338 times, subhanallah, 338 verses in the Quran deal with our charity services. Al-bir, al-ihsan, al-sadaqa, al-infaq, al-khums, al-zakat. These are the words used in the Quran to tell us the importance of the spirit of sharing. There is no equal in the Quran, even about the salat. Salat is the important connection between us and Allah, but almost 100 times in the Quran we see the discussion about salat. But the charity is almost 4 times more than salat, and 100 times more than Hajj and Siyam, because Hajj and Siyam just few verses in the Quran. When it comes to the spirit of charity, Quran says, فِي اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ, do it. Day and night, any opportunity. فِي السَّرَّاءِ وَالضَّرَّاءِ, the time that you are happy, the time that you are sad, the time that things are in prosperity, the time that you are losing. سِرًّا وَعَلَانِيَةً, whether it's public or private. These are definitions. And then he says, وَمَا تُنْفِقُوا مِنْ خَيْرٍ فَلِأَنفُسِكُمْ. This is investment for yourself. You are not doing it because God needs that. You are not doing it for people, for the sake of people. You are doing something, investment, that is sharing, but it is for you. وَاللَّهُ يَعِدُكُمْ مَغْفِرَةً مِنْهُ وَفَضْلًا. When you answer Allah in this subject, Allah would promise forgiveness, and fadlan means extra reward, grace. Then the Quran mentions that number 1, ibtigha'a mardatillah. When you share, do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not for the sake of publicity. Number 2, min tayyibati ma kasabtum. Another verse, tunfiqu mimma tuhibbun. It's not that you want to, now it's a spring and you want to clean your house and there are clothes that you would never use them, you know, you want to get rid of them and say, well, I want to do the charity here. I mean, yeah, do it and go ahead to whoever needs it, but at the same time, the real charity is from the thing that you yourself like it. مِن طَيِّبَاتِ مَا كَسَبْتُمْ. Think that you achieve it in a pure and pious way. رزق الحلال, you share it. وَلَا تُبْتِلُوا صَدَقَاتِكُمْ بِالْمَنِّ وَالْأَذَى. And never destroy the spirit of the charity with show off and showing wound. By keep repeating that I did this and I paid that, by repeating these things, so you are ruining the spirit of this quality of giving. Then the Quran says, you know why you are doing all of this? خُذْ مِنْ أَمْوَالِهِمْ صَدَقَةً تُطَهِّرُهُمْ وَتُزَكِّيهِمْ بِهَا. You do it for the sake of purity. You want to purify yourself. You want to purify your character. When you do that, your character is strong. So you are doing it for that sake. And especially if you do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, إِنَّمَا يَأْمُرُ مَسَاجِدَ اللَّهِ. When you help masajid Allah, then you are showing your faith. مَنْ يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ. Is one of the signs of the mu'mineen is that they support buyut Allah. في بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع ويذكر فيها اسمه. What is masjid? Masjid is a place that people come and remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and honor Allah's name. Masjid is a place that فيه رجال يحبون أن يتطهروا. It is a place of educating pure people. And it says, وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ مَنَعَ مَسَاجِدَ اللَّهِ أَنْ يُذْكَرَ فِيهَا اسْمُهُ وَسَعَى فِي خَرَابِهَا. The most unjust people on this planet are the one who prevent people from going to Buyutullah. In different ways, they discourage people to go to masjid, and even worse than that, سَعَى فِي خَرَابِهَا. They try to destroy the masajid. not necessarily physical destruction, but spiritual destruction, in a way that there is a distance between the community and the masjid. And you know, brothers and sisters, that this masjid, Dar al-Hikmah, is one of those masajid with this quality, that the name of Allah is honored, and it is a place to purify and place to serve. Last week, and this service is not only for the Muslim. You witnessed last week when we have 12 people, that many of them, the professors, and one of them was the director of that Baptist seminary, who is raising 4,000, at this time, 4,000 students in his school in Nashville. He came and he prayed for you. This is really the way that we have to handle our faith and our community in this world. And he sat down on the ground and prayed with us. This is the direction of House of Wisdom. You heard about the conference that we had last Monday here. 150 religious, social, and business leaders from interfaith, they participate. And when I talk about interfaith, remember that interfaith service is just almost 1% of what we do at the Islamic House of Wisdom. Don't think that, oh, they are talking about interfaith all the time. That's only 1%. And even when we do that, the subject was family. For 8 hours we were in the auditorium discussing the family, the breakdown of family. What happened at Detroit, that was one of 10 top cities in America, now went to bankruptcy. What is going on? How come 80% of babies who are born in Detroit are out of wedlock? This poverty, crime, violence. How can we save families? How can we save marriages? Now it's coming to same-sex marriage. What is going on? Things are getting out of control. Tomorrow, marriage with animals. Na'udhu billah, the day after, sister and brothers, father and daughters. This is the direction that this society, that was the discussion of this conference. So even that interfaith is about community. How can we save our children? Did you hear yesterday, this guy Alex, he was only 16-year-old in Pennsylvania, when he took 2 knives from his kitchen and he went to high school and he wounded 20 students. It was national news. It's crazy. Some of them are still in the hospital, they may die. What caused a young person, a teenager of 16-year-old to go and randomly start killing everybody? This shows there is a problem. And we invited interfaith to discuss how our communities can work together and deal with these issues. So this is one of the services of House of Wisdom, and I promise you that as long as I am alive and I am able to function, we will continue that. Whereas other 99% of services of House of Wisdom, I don't have time in few minutes to explain to you, from those families or widow woman, husband is gone, the government help is not enough, coming to House of Wisdom, crying for help, from the person who is victim of injustice in the court or immigration, to personal and divorce issues in the community. There are hundreds and hundreds of other kinds of services that House of Wisdom is providing. So it's not just Salatul Jummah and interfaith and this kind of thing. There are a variety of things. And this is my promise. As a matter of fact, today I was very worried to be able to come to Salatul Jummah. I had some pain stomach pain last 2-3 days. I thought that might be it's just food or some other issues, and taking some normal medicine. But last night, like by 2:30 in the morning, I thought, my goodness, I can't tolerate this pain anymore, stomach and kidney area. So I drove to the hospital, and I was under IV from 2:30 to almost 6 o'clock in the morning. And then they sent me home by all different kinds of medicine. They said that they find out after CAT scan and all these tests that they did it in an emergency, like over 2 hours time. That was a kidney stone, and I have to refer to a specialist for that. But they gave me all kinds of nausea and painkillers and other kidney stones kind of treatment. It's just an amazing. I said, my God, now whom should I call for Salat al-Jum'ah? Because usually I call if I'm not here, or like a month before, or a week or two at least, so the person is ready. And I was worried about that, and the pain was too much that I said, look sir, I don't have time to adjust my wheel. I have a wheel, but I said, with this situation, it is very hard. How can I handle this situation? But alhamdulillah, they gave all these pills and went back, and after I arrived home, alhamdulillah, it was still, I had some time to pray, and later on I rested for a couple of hours. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us to continue our services. We do our share as much as we can, and we want the community to support this mission and to support these services, and especially tomorrow that we have our dinner at 4 p.m. Remember this verse from Quran, in أحسنتم لأنفسكم من جاء بالحسنة فله عشر أمثالها. Whatever we do is an investment. We have to do investment. How you do it for your business? For our children, we need investment. For our faith, we need investment. To introduce our community to others. You heard that one silly thing like Eastern egg event became a national news in this country. Even some of these very conservative told me in the conference, they said, when we were coming to the masjid, some people told us, are you crazy? You are going to a Muslim mosque? Don't you know that these guys are against church and against Christianity, and they are against the fun of the kids that were invited by the church to be given some Eastern eggs? They made a big issue out of that. This is, brothers and sisters, that we need to get involved in a right way and establish a good communication with non-Muslims. Then after 8 hours, I could see the conversion of their heart, that subhanallah, they are telling me, this was the first time, many of them told me, this is the first time we ever come to a masjid. Now we realize that Muslims are not the ones that we hear sometimes from CNN and other media. Now we understand the meaning of being a good Muslims and learning about the Islamic teachings. So when you come tomorrow, inshallah, you are supporting this cause, and especially this community who is coming from a big civilization. We just had the discussion yesterday. I was talking about Marhum Sayyid Abdul Hussein Sharafuddin and Beit Sharara, because of the occasion of Marhum Al-Hajj Maryam Sharara Sharafuddin, that a community that comes from this background, we should contribute this country with our morality, with the civilization of our faith, and introduce to them the beauty of the things that we have in our history, in our book, in our Ahlul Bayt, in our families. This is a big responsibility, and this is the challenge that Islamic House of Wisdom has taken, and inshallah we support your support and community support. We continue that. So let us say salam and peace to the person who used to come almost every week, and many times he was the first person who entered the musalla and sitting over there, and at the end he used to take the basket and ask you for donation, and he was not happy if he didn't receive donation, like it made him nervous that where is the support and where is the contribution. That was Hajj Abu Jamal, Allah yarhamahu, and bless his soul. And let us continue this legacy of coming to Salatul Jum'ah. إن الملائكة المقربين يهبطون في كل جمعة يجلسون على أبواب المساجد فيكتبون من حضر الجمعة الأول والثاني والثالث حتى يخرج الإمام فإذا خرج الإمام تووا صحفهم. The hadith says that every Friday the angels come and sit down the main gates of the masajid, and they record who came to the masjid first and who was number 2 and who was number 3 till the end. They continue this till the end of the khutbah and the end of the salat in order. And those malaika now, they witness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, oh Lord, we witnessed that Hajj Abu Jamal was one of the persons who used to come almost al-awwal. He was the first time to come and almost the last person to leave the musalla. This is the investment that this man left for himself, and inshallah today after 3 o'clock, the janazah is already in the auditorium, but the family is coming at 3 o'clock to start al-Fatiha and Majlis ala ruhihi, as we have also followed with the service this evening after 7 o'clock for Hajj al-Marhuma Mary Sharafuddin Sharara. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات وتابع بيننا وبينهم بالخيرات إنك مجيب الدعوات وعلى أرواحهم وأرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات نقرأ سورة الفاتحة بعد الصلوات على محمد وآل محمد.